Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mark and Matt Sports Talk Show Super Bowl prediction. And today we got a special guest. He is not the man on the $5 bill, but he does have the same first name. The same last name. Lincoln. How are you doing, my friend?
Yo. Good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
It is a pleasure to have you, my friend. We are here to talk about some Super Bowl predictions. These playoffs were absolutely bonkers. We had Tampa Bay. I don't think anybody on the show last time predicted Tampa Bay to go to Super Bowl because I don't know if you saw last time. Link is in the description down below. FYI, for anyone who's not seen our playoff predictions, but we completely messed up on these playoff predictions. It was crazy. It was wild. But we are finally here. The Chiefs and the Buccaneers. Tom Brady versus Mahomes. The master versus the apprentice. And I got to say, I don't think we've ever had an exciting Super Bowl matchup like this in a while. Last year we had, Garoppolo versus Mahomes? Who wants to see those two? We obviously know Mahomes is better, but now this is the best of the best. And so, Anthony, you were the only one that semi got it right. You picked the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. How are you feeling about this matchup here between Mahomes and Brady? What do you expect?
Yeah, it's the battle of the legends, the GOATs right now, and I think we're in for quite the show because, you get playoff Brady. There's really nothing better than playoff Brady. So get that with the star power of Mahomes, and we should have a great game. I think it's, like I said, it's gonna be. I could see Mahomes kind of stuttering out in the beginning because he seems to have a tendency with that, And Brady's gonna have his cool. He's like, I've been here 10 times. I know a thing or two. So, but in the end, it's gonna be a pretty competitive game throughout. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I agree. And Yuma, you're a Patriots fan. We saw that. We saw that Tom Brady left New England, and that everyone was saying he was washed and that he was done. What has Tom Brady shown you from these playoffs that you didn't expect? Did you expect him to do something like this, or are you kind of surprised as a Patriots fan?
Yeah, the last podcast, I didn't want to be too much of a Brady homer, and I did think they could beat the Saints in the divisional round, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't think the team was good enough to beat Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers, especially at Lambeau Field. Really, it's just the battle of the Tom Brady, who I consider the GOAT, and I think Patrick Mahomes is the baby GOAT. He's off to probably the best start for a quarterback in NFL history. He already has an MVP regular season. He's already got a Super Bowl ring, and he's got a Super Bowl MVP, all in 3 years starting, and he's made another Super Bowl this year. So I think this is going to be the highest rated Super Bowl ever, and it's nice. The Weeknd's performing in the halftime show too, so even casual Super Bowl fans can enjoy the show. So I'm looking forward to the game, sure.
I am too. It's funny you mentioned that Packers and Tampa Bay game because that actually segues into our first question. And that, my friend Lincoln, you are a diehard Packers fan. And I gotta ask. We watched this game. The Packers lost 31-20. They had many opportunities to win. Who is to blame for the Packers' loss? Is it Aaron Rodgers, Matt LaFleur, or is it just the team in general?
It's definitely not Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Aaron Rodgers, hands down, the greatest of all time. Most talented quarterback.
Whoa.
If you take off the rings,
Slow down.
Aaron Rodgers is obviously the greatest of all time. So he is not to blame, right? I think about Brady. He wasn't even good during the NFC Championship game, right? He had 20 completions, 36 attempts, 3 interceptions. He was missing throws left and right. He had a bad game. So the only person I think really is to blame for the Packers losing is Matt LaFleur.
Yeah.
Choosing to that play when they kicked the field goal on 4th down, took it out of the hands of the most talented quarterback of all time, the greatest quarterback of all time on 4th down, and all Tom Brady needed now was a 1st down, and they win the game. And what does Matt LaFleur decide to do? He decides to kick the field goal. Terrible, terrible decision, right? So that's the first person to blame. Second person to blame, Kevin King. Absolutely trash, right? You think about the first touchdown of the game. Mike Evans, right? Touchdown. He jumped like 15 seconds too early. He wasn't even contesting the ball, right? And then the deep ball to Scotty Miller, right? The fact that he allowed that touchdown with, what was it, like 8 seconds left or 6 seconds left in the half?
Great play.
Embarrassing.
That was bad.
Embarrassing. Like, Kevin King, what are you doing, right? So Matt LaFleur, Kevin King, and then the third person or people to blame, the referees. Absolutely. Like, the pass interference call with 2 minutes left. It was a good call, right? It was a good call. Don't get me wrong. But what doesn't make sense is the flag was so late, right? And the officials, the entire rest of the game, were letting them play, right? That's what the announcers kept saying. Oh, they're just letting them play, right? The Bucs were just mangling the Packers wide receivers the entire game, and they called it letting them play, right? But then when it actually
what about Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
It actually matters, bro.
He had a huge game.
Then they call it. It doesn't.
What about Marquez Valdez-Scantling? If he was getting mangled the whole game, how come he was having a huge game then?
Because he's amazing. He's a great player. He's a great player. You can't hold him down.
Valdez-Scantling is more like Casper the Friendly Ghost, dude. That dude disappears more often. He cannot pass.
He's inconsistent. He's inconsistent. I'll give you that. But when it comes down to it, and in that game, he had a monster game, right? He had a monster game. It doesn't matter if they weren't calling the pass interference in the whole. He got past.
But let me ask you a question though. So on the play that you talked about, the 4th down, right, with Aaron Rodgers, not like how they kicked the field goal instead. If you look at that play, Aaron Rodgers had a lane to run it in, and he kept forcing the ball to Devontae Adams. So if it's not Aaron Rodgers' fault, like you say, then why didn't Aaron Rodgers just simply run it in? Because if you look on that play, he would have been down at the 1 yard line at worst. And then on 4th down, you could have punched it in with either Rodgers, Adams, Robert Tonyan, who had a good game. So let me ask you this: why didn't the Packers try and distribute the ball more and kept on just forcing it to Devontae Adams?
You're absolutely right. He could have definitely done that. The thing is, and the reason why he did that is because the communication between Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur was completely off. Like, I feel like if Aaron Rodgers knew Matt LaFleur was going to go for the field goal on 4th down instead of letting him have the ball, he probably would have just ran it, right? But he trusted in himself to the point where he wanted to rather have 2 throws than a run and a throw. Aaron Rodgers trusts his arm, right? Because he is the greatest of all time. He, of course, trusts his arm. But the lack of communication there between Matt LaFleur, that obviously in the moment really changed Aaron Rodgers' decision-making to where he would rather have thrown it twice than just thrown it one more time and ran it. So...
Danny, I gotta ask you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was gonna ask you anyways. Do you agree with this man's logic? In our last video, you did mention that Aaron Rodgers does have a cult-like fans. Do you agree with? Do you keep that same sentiment?
Let me just say,
how do you feel about that?
Get him, Danny.
A lot of Packers fans, when they talk about Aaron Rodgers, they sound like Cowboys fans when Romo was their quarterback.
Whoa.
They talk about.
Are you trying to say Aaron Rodgers is like Tony Romo?
No, they sound like their fan. They sound like the Cowboys fans who talked about Tony Romo like he was like the one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he was playing. Just completely inaccurate. Let me just say this: Aaron Rodgers, even if you are gonna, like, let's say you are gonna kick it, why not get the yardage? Why not go and get the yardage? Try to get the touchdown. What are you doing? What did he do there? He had so much space. Go and try to get the touchdown. If you don't get the touchdown, you're on the 1 yard line. Let's say you go for it. It's an easier play to get that shorter yardage. Why not just go and take a couple yards, even if you can't get the touchdown? So are you saying you want 2 throws from the 5 yard or wherever he was let's say if you want 2 throws from
the 10,
from the 10 versus one throw from the 10 and one throw from the 5? Where's the logic there? There's no logic there. And then also on that flag that you talk about, the league wanted the Packers in the Super Bowl. The league wanted Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. The reason why they took forever to throw the flag was they were waiting to see, to be like, oh, can we let that go? Can we help the Packers? Can we finally get this team in the Super Bowl again? That's what they were trying to do. So that's why it took so late. But it was a blatant call. They should have called it. And you are right about Tom Brady. He had a pretty terrible game. There was like a couple throws when he would just throw it up and like hope for the best. Like, what are you doing, Tom Brady? You're the best quarterback. It was kind of like embarrassing to me. But I think he'll improve on that. The offense will improve, and the Super Bowl comes down to who can score more. That's basically what it is.
I totally agree. And to wrap up this question here and moving on to the next game, I just wanted to say, when Tom Brady threw back-to-back interceptions, guess how many points the Packers scored? 6. And if you only score 6 points on 3 picks overall from Tom Brady, then that's how you know Aaron Rodgers choked. Mind you, he has the best receiver, has a number 1 offense statistically, has a running back who is a Pro Bowl running back in Aaron Jones, and they couldn't get the job done. So for me, Aaron Rodgers, was Matt LaFleur making horrible choices like Anthony Lynn? Absolutely. I mean, he imitated that man. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. But Aaron Rodgers made mistakes that pretty much decided the game. The game was in Rodgers' hands, and he blew it. And that's the reality of it. And honestly, the Buccaneers were just a better team. And give credit to their defense. Their defense really shut them down. Other than Carlton Davis, who got burned by Scantling the whole game, who did it? Devontae Adams, Robert Tonyan, Aaron Jones, where were they? Other than the touchdown, I think Adams had 1 touchdown. Where was he the whole game? He got shut down. And so give Tampa credit where credit is due. They're a very good team. But either way, the Packers disappointed. It was head coach, there's Aaron Rodgers. What were you saying, Danny?
Can I put a cherry on top? I will just say that Aaron Rodgers had an opportunity and multiple opportunities to win that game, and he didn't.
Didn't he throw a pick 6?
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
In the NFC Championship game?
Excuse me?
Okay, I just want to make sure we got that in there.
Okay. Either way, folks, the Packers took.
No status for Aaron Rodgers. It's over. No GOAT status.
Oh my goodness.
Either way, the Packers are toast. And now we move on to our second game that happened. And my goodness, I totally did the tank job on this prediction. I predicted Packers and Bills. The Bills got absolutely annihilated. I mean, I'm gonna ask you, Yuma here. You're like I said, you're a Patriots fan. You watch the Bills. What happened? Were the Chiefs just a better team, or were just the Bills? What caused the absolute destruction of the Bills? Why did they lose?
The Bills are the Bills, right? There's a reason why they haven't won a Super Bowl in their whole entire history. And I will say though, I did pick the Bills, so no 2020 hindsight. I was wrong. I just saw the game and they don't have a running game. One. The only runner is Josh Allen. Besides that, no one else can run. And really, I was thoroughly impressed with Kansas City's offense. They were moving up and down the field, no problem. And I was wrong. I thought they would have a better fight, but the Bills are the Bills. And honestly, I didn't watch anything after the third quarter. The game was so out of hand.
Anthony, you predicted the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. Was it Kansas City just the better team, or was it the Bills the reason why they lost?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I cannot believe the blasphemy that came out of you guys' mouths who said the Bills were going to win that game. I mean, this is Pat Mahomes, okay? He single-handedly destroyed the 49ers, okay?
I don't know about destroy.
he called the play. He eliminated a team in one half. It didn't even take a full game. Okay, so to doubt that man against the Bills, who again are cursed, it was just blasphemy. I saw it coming from a mile away. I mean, Pat Mahomes, he's a walking touchdown. Okay, he's gonna get his points. The man's a legend, and he may go down as the greatest ever, depending on what happens next Sunday.
I agree. You know, Danny, you know, you also kind of, I think you believe you did pick the Bills too to go far. How do you interpret this loss? Do you think it was the Bills, or do you think it was just Kansas City just too dominant?
You know, I will say that the Bills defense has been sorry, like, for the majority of the year. Those guys literally don't even know how to tackle. It's so sad. I had a lot of high hopes on Stephon Diggs. I think he's definitely a top 3, and on a good day, a top 2 receiver in the NFL. But I don't know. I mean, they were up 9-0, and I thought they had a chance if they can keep it close and play good defense. But that Bills defense is just terrible. The Buccaneers defense, I think, will definitely put up a way better fight than the Bills defense. I don't know. It's going to be a hard game for the Buccaneers. Tom Brady has to come to play. But Anthony's right. Mahomes is an extremely good quarterback. Extremely good.
I agree. And, you know, let's get our last opinion here. Lincoln, you know, after, I don't know if you watched the game or not, but as you saw by the box score, I mean, losing by a large margin to the Chiefs. I believe the score was 38-24. What happened to the Bills? Were the Bills just bad, or was it just the Chiefs were just too good?
You know, I don't think that the Bills were necessarily bad. I think that the Chiefs just kind of beat them and dominated them in every aspect of the game. You know, like you look at the team, and I mean, they're the reigning Super Bowl champs, right? The Chiefs, they have a great defense. They have an even better offense, right? Patty Mahomes, I mean, he's a legend. He's a great quarterback. He's probably going to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it, right? So I have a lot of respect for the Bills, definitely. You know, Bills Mafia. I'm sorry, not this year, maybe next year. But Patrick Mahomes, just like Aaron Rodgers, he's a bad man. So it's going to be tough in the Super Bowl.
I agree.
Bad man.
Well, I'm just going to finish it off by saying, Yuma, Danny, we all ate our words. The Bills were no match for the Chiefs. Anthony, you were right. I don't think we're ever going to doubt Mahomes again. I learned my lesson. I'm never doubting that man again. But now we're going to get into our Super Bowl predictions.
Can I quickly say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I did predict the Browns to blow out the Steelers.
Oh.
The most impressive prediction that we all made, the most impressive prediction that we all made of all of our predictions, the Browns to blow out the Steelers. And everyone was laughing at me when I said that. And it happened.
We'll give you that. We'll give you
your flowers, Danny.
Thank you.
But Anthony, I have a question though. How could you have faith in Big Ben? Because, you know, we know you don't like Phillip Rivers, but how could you have faith in Big Burger Ben, but not have faith in Pick Six Bill? Like, what happened there? I don't get it.
You know, there's times when, even when you know it's the wrong path to take, you're blinded. It's either some fog of you used to win and that's why, you know, and I put faith in a man who I knew deep down just wasn't good enough, and he's barely been good enough a few times in his career that he has. Big Ben's a bust, and I hope, you guys probably might hate me for this, but I hope, theoretically, he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame when his career is over.
Ooh.
Yikes.
That's a hot take right there. That's something we're going to debate, because my man here is saying Rodgers would go to the Hall of Fame, but he has 1 Super Bowl, but Ben has 2. Ooh. I don't know about that, but that'll be a discussion for another day. Right now, we got to focus on the Super Bowl, okay? Let's get some fact rate, and this is something I want to say. Tom Brady has been to 10 Super Bowls. I think he has more Super Bowl appearances than Phillip Rivers has kids. I mean, 10 Super Bowls, that's incredible. Pat Mahomes has a chance to win back-to-back Super Bowls. The first time a team's done that since the Patriots. Lincoln. Both teams are hot. No one expected Tampa Bay. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl at the end of the day?
I might be today the only one to say this, but I think the final score is going to be 28-23 Tampa Bay. My reason being, I have counted Tom Brady out for years now. Probably 4, 5, 6 years. I've said he's done. He's hanging him up after this year. And time again, I hate to say it, but he proves me wrong. Tom Brady is a very good quarterback. And, so is Patty Mahomes, obviously. But Tom Brady knows what he's doing. He has a lot of experience under his belt. Tampa Bay is red hot right now. Their offense is kicking on all cylinders. They have a lot of stars. Their defense is kicking on all cylinders. So I think at the end of the day, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be the Super Bowl champions.
And that's a pretty good take right there. Pretty good take. These teams did meet back, I believe, in week 11 or earlier in the regular season in Tampa Bay. And the Buccaneers, fun fact, are the first team to ever have a home Super Bowl where the home team hosts the Super Bowl. So, and like I said, Kansas City beat Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay 20-23. And Tyreek Hill went off for 13 catches and got 3 touchdowns for 269 yards. And I have doubted Pat Mahomes time and time again. I am tired of doubting him. He is going to be a Hall of Famer, and he will win his second straight Super Bowl. And the final score is going to be 40-32. It will be a shootout. We're all going to be amazed by it. We're going to have the weekend I think the song is Blinded by the Lights, but I'm not sure. It's going to be a great Super Bowl. Brady's going to be blinded by the lights by Pat Mahomes' deep ball. And I'm going to call now Tyreek Hill will have 2 touchdowns for 10 catches and 200 yards. He will have a big day, and the Chiefs will be crowned champions again. So now I ask, Danny, do you agree with my sentiment? Are you on the Chiefs bandwagon, or are you going with the Tom Brady stands?
So I have a mixed reaction to what you said. You talked about Tyreek Hill going off. I think they're going to be trying to cover Tyreek Hill so much that Kelsey's going to have a monster game. So I'm predicting 2 or 3 touchdowns for Jason Kelsey.
Travis Kelsey?
I'm speaking like a true Eagles fan. I'm sorry.
Doug Peterson.
That Eagle blood is just seeping out.
Yeah. Travis Kelsey.
How's Doug Peterson doing?
2 or 3 touchdowns. My gut is telling me that the Chiefs are going to win, but I want the Bucs to win. Just send Tom Brady off with one more Super Bowl. I don't know if I want to be hearing all the Mahomes fans talk about him going to the Hall of Fame for the next 10 years. But
Mahomes cult-like fans now?
Yeah, they're going to start sounding like these Aaron Rodgers fans that we have to deal with. But let's go Brady. But in my heart, I know the Chiefs are going to win.
Well, as long as you're not like Anthony picking Big Burger Ben, all the Steelers fans doing Corvette at home now. So, doing a little Corvette.
We need to see Anthony doing one of those.
Crazy.
Actually, Anthony, what do you think? Are we going to be seeing Tyreek Hill doing that Corvette, or are we going to be seeing Brady get another ring?
I'm not going to lie. I'm troubled by this. I mean, I just touted Mahomes and what he's been able to do in his few 3 years of his career. But, I mean, to go against Brady at the same time, it's like, it's difficult, man. But I just don't see, with human eyes, I do not see the Bucs being able to keep up with that Chiefs offense. And like I said, I see them jumping out to a lead, Tampa Bay. But I mean, as good as Brady is and the legend he is, I mean, Mahomes is just surrounded with artillery. I mean, the man's got explosiveness all around him. if he loses, if Mahomes loses, not only will Brady obviously go out the GOAT as he already is, but there will never be another GOAT above Brady. I mean, Mahomes has to win this for his legacy. Because if he loses to Brady, but no matter how many more he wins, he'll never be greater than Brady if he were to lose it. So I'm taking the Chiefs reluctantly, but it's hard to doubt Brady, but I'm going to have to go Mahomes.
I agree. And, it's going to be a close game. But Yuma, to wrap it up, who is taking home the Super Bowl this year in 2021?
Yeah, this is a really tough question. I will admit I love Brady, but Mahomes is a better quarterback today. Right? Career-wise, Brady has a better career, but I'll admit Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback today. I would lean towards the better quarterback, because usually when you have the better quarterback, you do tend to win. I found out reading some articles that the Chiefs, they were already without their right tackle, their Pro Bowl right tackle. He's already out for this game. And during the Chiefs and Bills game, the left tackle for his Achilles. So big thing to lose two starting linemen. And if you saw that Bucs and Packers game, defense was the real MVP. Quote KD. I mean, they were going after Aaron Rodgers the whole game. So I think it's gonna be a really close game. If you guys remember, the Chiefs won last year's Super Bowl. They were down 20-10 going into the fourth quarter until Patrick Mahomes figured the Niners defense out. I think it's going to be a game fairly low. I think it's going to be in the low 20s, maybe mid 20s. But I think whoever's going to have the ball last is going to win. And I have a hunch that Brady's going to have the ball at the very end, and I think it's going to be he's going to drive them down to a game-winning field goal. I think the Bucs are going to win 27-24. That's going to be my Super Bowl prediction.
Ooh.
Might be talking with my heart more than my head, but I think there's solid evidence that they can pull off the upset.
I see. So, wow. I mean, when's the last time we've had a really good quarterback showdown in the Super Bowl? I mean, all great takes, guys. 2020 has been a crazy season. 2020 was a crazy season. I think this is probably, and the notes might sound crazy, but this might probably be the best Super Bowl we've had in a long time in terms of quarterback matchup and pregame. I mean, this is something that we might never see again. And I got to say, this season was crazy. I think we can all say that no matter what fan base we were, well, except the Eagles. But I think we can all say that this season was nuts. I think we're happy it's over. I think we can all look forward after this game to a new season. And regardless who wins, it was awesome doing these Super Bowl and football predictions with you guys. I got to say, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic, had a fun time. And so that is the end of the show, folks. Just wanted to get that in. I once again thank you all.
Cowboys win the Super Bowl next year, by the way. Just so you all know.
And Cowboys fans say that every year.
I just had to get that in there, man.
Delusional.
Well, for sure not the Packers or the Eagles or Patriots. That's for sure.
Jalen Hurts.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Well, I guess we'll all just have to wait and see. Anyways, description for timestamps for different points of the video being description below. Thank you for watching, folks. And subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Mark and Matt Sports Talk Show. Peace!